All right. So on behalf of the Smithsonian and the ACC, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Accelerate Innovation and Creativity Festival here at the Museum of American History. At times when you get up in the morning and it feels like everybody in the country might be rowing in different directions, it's great to spend some time here in this museum and see all of the different challenges that we've had through our history and how creative people, innovative people have used their ingenuity to come together from all different backgrounds and disciplines and different things to find really highly creative solutions to all kinds of challenging problems. As you wander around the galleries today, you'll see parts of the permanent display, as well as things from the ACC schools, where you have people from, again, all different backgrounds, biologists, sociologists, artists, engineers, all that have produced all kinds of amazing things. And be sure to talk to these people. It's almost like being at a zoo where you get to talk to the animals. You know, all the different inventors and scientists, artists that are here today are more than happy to share their experiences with the things that they've created. In that spirit, I'm really pleased to introduce Third Coast Percussion as really an exemplar of what can happen when you bring together people from different disciplines and see what can happen. Our friend and creative collaborator from Autodesk, Jeremy Carter, would call this radical collaboration. And Third Coast Percussion has collaborated with architects from the Frank Lloyd Wright School. They've collaborated with chemists to come up with new pieces of music and collaborated with us at Notre Dame as engineers. They won a Grammy this summer for their album from Steve Reich and really gave an incredible performance that was another example of radical collaboration with Ravi Coltrane, bringing together the worlds of classical music and jazz. So with that, let's give it up for Third Coast Percussion.
Thanks so much, everyone. We are Third Coast Percussion. We're a Chicago-based performing ensemble, and we're also the ensemble in residence at the University of Notre Dame's DeBartolo Performing Arts Center. And we're here today in that capacity through that partnership with the University of Notre Dame and the University of Notre Dame's College of Engineering. We've been really fortunate to create a lot of really cool projects that look at connections between science, technology, engineering, math, and what we do in the arts. And so what we'd like to do today is share some of those projects with you all, perform some music, get you all performing some music. So that first piece that we played was by the American composer Steve Reich. It's called Mallet Quartet. It's a piece that's really special to us because earlier this year we won a Grammy for a recording of Steve Reich's music, and we got to play that piece that you just heard at the Grammys with the legendary saxophonist Ravi Coltrane. So to talk a little bit more about Steve Reich's music, I'm going to turn the mic over to my colleague Rob.
Thanks, Dave. So in addition to our work as performers, the four of us in Third Coast Percussion are really passionate educators. And we've developed a range of youth education and community engagement projects that we present in Chicago and on tour. And any time that we're performing for groups of students, we're always looking for ways to get them inside the music and help them understand how a piece of music works. And the music of Steve Reich is actually really great for that because his music unfolds through these very straightforward musical processes. So we're going to play another piece of Steve Reich's in just a moment here. And that whole piece is built out of just one rhythm, which I'd like to demonstrate real quick. Here's the rhythm this whole piece is built on. So when we're demonstrating this piece for groups of students, we like to start by teaching that rhythm to the students so that we can then help them sort of understand how this unfolds and what the processes are that define this piece. And so if you're all up for it, I'd love to lead you through the same process that we like to do with groups of students of all ages. We're all students here, right? Of students of life. So our rhythm starts with 3 notes like this. I'll clap it first, and then you can clap it back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. You guys are naturals. So we're going to keep our 1, 2, 3, and we're going to add on to it a group of 2. So now here's our longer rhythm. I'll clap it first, and then you can clap it back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Excellent. So we're going to keep our 1, 2, 3 and our 1, 2, and then we're going to add a 1 by itself after that. And to try to get us to start all together after I clap, I'll try to give you a really clear cue when it's time to start. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. All right, good, great. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then to finish out the rhythm, we've got another 1, 2. So I'll clap the whole rhythm, and then you can clap it back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Cool, so that's it. That's the rhythm. The whole piece is built out of just this one rhythm. And the way that Steve Reich, the composer of this piece, makes this piece super interesting, working with just that one rhythm, is 2 musical processes. One is building up that rhythm 1 note at a time. So each player will just start by playing 1 note, and then 2 notes, and 3 notes, until they've built the whole rhythm. Kind of like what we just did as a group to learn it, but maybe a little less predictable. So it'll be 1 over here, and all those partial rhythms that we hear along the way can kind of change what we're already hearing that's going on with the other players. The other thing is that even though we will all eventually arrive at playing that full rhythm, we won't all start it at the same time in the cycle. So one person will start that rhythm on the first beat of the measure, but someone else might start it on the second beat, and it will overlap in this cool way that creates a neat little canon. So we're going to play a little excerpt of this piece for you right now. It is scored for these amazing pieces of wood right here, of the thousands and thousands of different percussion instruments we play. This is the instrument for this piece, and it has a very appropriate title. This piece of music is called Music for Pieces of Wood by Steve Reich.
Thank you. Thank you. So besides performances and educational interactions that we have with students, Third Coast Percussion feels that it's very important to engage with audiences outside of the concert hall as well. And the way that we like to do that, one of the ways is to use technology. We have a whole series of free downloadable apps that you can download right now on your phone or tablet from the App Store. And one of them features the music of Steve Reich, which we were just playing, and the first tune that we played as well. So our Steve Reich app focuses on different compositional processes that Steve uses in his music. So in the first song and the second song that we just played on the blocks of wood, Steve uses a technique where he presents a motive and then offsets it just a little bit, like you're singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat, but much more complicated. So we have a video here that demonstrates what you can do with this process on our app. You can change pitch, you can slow it down, speed it up, make your own motives, and even record a sound and make that sound play through the app. If you'd like to check it out and interact with it, and you can't download it right now, it's free, remember, you can download it whenever you have access to the App Store. But if you'd like to check it out at the Notre Dame booth, it's right up there. If you see George Washington, he's pointing to the third floor where the Notre Dame booth is. So we invite you to come, interact with our app at the Notre Dame booth. And here's a short video demonstrating the app for you.
Thanks so much. So, you know what I find so exciting about finding these points of intersection between the STEM fields and the arts is actually the new and unique art that comes as a result of this. As Jay mentioned in the very beginning of our presentation here, we've been involved with the collaboration or collaborative projects with the College of Engineering at Notre Dame for about the past 4 years. And through those collaborative projects, we've been able to create concert pieces of music and educational program that literally just wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the collaborative spirit between the STEM fields and the arts. So before we play this next piece of music for you, we actually just wanted to highlight just a couple of those programs that we developed as a result of our collaborations with the College of Engineering. And the first one was actually an educational program that was called WAVES. And WAVES actually involved 5th grade students within the South Bend, Indiana public school system. South Bend is the community that surrounds the University of Notre Dame. So what we did is we had students at the University of Notre Dame create some custom percussion instruments. These were sort of custom percussion instruments that could fit on the laps of these 5th grade students. And we had 350 5th grade students from South Bend, Indiana, come take a tour of the Notre Dame facilities. They got to see all the new technology, all the tools, all the mechanics that went into building these instruments. And then we took them to the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, also at the University of Notre Dame. And Third Coast Percussion, we wrote a piece of music for them to play with these custom instruments, and 350 of them sitting in the audience along with us. So that was a really, really fantastic, collaborative project, again, as a result of finding these points of intersection between the STEM fields and the arts. And then the next one that I wanted to point out was a piece called Wild Sound. And Wild Sound was a concert piece of music. It's an evening-length concert piece of music written by the composer Glenn Cochee. And Glenn Cochee is not only an amazing and exciting composer, but he's also an amazing and exciting drummer. He actually plays with the rock band Wilco. If anybody knows Wilco, they're amazing, amazing, amazing Grammy Award-winning band. We joke with Glenn that when he's not, being a composer as Dag is, he's a rock star. So that's always kind of cool. But Glenn wrote us this amazing piece, and the spirit of the piece was so playful. He wanted us to actually build instruments on stage, and he wanted every single instrument to be a custom and unique instrument. He didn't want anything standard at all. So once again, we enlisted students at the University of Notre Dame, and they helped us build some of these custom instruments. You're seeing some of them right behind here. We actually used Arduino technology as the brain for these custom electronic instruments right here. And these instruments come about in the very final minutes of the piece, which we're going to play for you right now. Just to showcase these instruments and the unique music they can make. These instruments we have now officially called Brock monophones, because they're of course named after our wonderful partner Jay Brockman from the University of Notre Dame. So we're going to play the final movement of Wild Sound for you on the Brock monophones.
All right, thank you all so much. If you're just joining us, we are Third Coast Percussion. We're a Chicago-based ensemble, and we're ensemble in residence at the University of Notre Dame. And we're here today on behalf of the University of Notre Dame for the Accelerate Festival, which is happening all throughout the museum. Today we've been talking about all the cool connections that Third Coast Percussion has been able to make with the College of Engineering at the University of Notre Dame. These connections between science, technology, engineering, math, and the arts. We've got one more piece today to perform for you that highlights all of that cool collaborative energy that's happening right now at the University of Notre Dame and all across the country. This is a piece that I wrote. The piece is called Aliens with Extraordinary Abilities, and the piece involves us performing live on stage, pre-recorded electronic music that I created using the Ableton Live software, and some really beautiful video art created digitally by the video artist Juwan, all of it synced via software on our laptop. So thanks so much. Enjoy your day here at the Smithsonian. We are Third Coast Percussion, and this is Aliens with Extraordinary Abilities.
right,
Thanks so
let's
much,
thank-
everyone. We're Third Coast Percussion. Enjoy the rest of your day at the museum and the Accelerate Festival.
And if anybody would like to see the instruments, come on up.